Baby, we jumped hurdles to get here.
Wow.
We fought all the obstacles.
Yes.
Getting paid less than. And we do it with grace. We do it with grace because when we speak up too much, we're considered angry. I'm trying to give you lessons here.
The drama between Taraji P Henson and Oprah is getting messier by the day, with the internet buzzing with all kinds of rumors and theories surrounding the two. Now people are openly speculating that Taraji is gearing up to file a lawsuit against Oprah for blacklisting her and attempting to intimidate her into silence. Taraji is reportedly fed up with taking the heat simply for speaking her truth about being underpaid and mistreated. According to sources, despite the two keeping things seemingly civil in public, there has been a seriously ugly feud playing out behind closed doors. Oprah is said to be furious with Taraji, blaming her public comments about being underpaid for the disappointing performance of The Color Purple at the box office, and apparently she has no intention of letting that go. Taraji, however, is not sitting back and doing nothing. She is reportedly fighting back with everything she has, even if that means taking Oprah all the way to court. For anyone who needs a quick recap, Taraji and Oprah have been clashing for weeks now after Taraji went public about being underpaid for her role in The Color Purple. She revealed that the initial offer was so insulting she almost had to walk away from the film entirely, and that even after weeks of back-and-forth negotiations, Oprah and the studio still refused to pay her what she was genuinely worth.
Do it with so much grace and get paid half the price of what we're worth. And that becomes difficult. I haven't seen a raise in my income since Proud Mary. And almost had to walk away from Color Purple. Yes, ma'am. I'm just tired of working so hard, being gracious at what I do, getting paid a fraction of the cost. And if I can't fight for them coming up behind me, then what am I doing? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, don't apologize.
And then
And
they
it's so
tell me we
glamorous,
don't
yes.
translate overseas.
Yeah.
I'm tired of hearing that my entire career, 20 plus years in the game, and I hear the same thing, and I see what you do for another production, and when it's time for us to go to bed, you don't have any money. They play in your face.
When you see a black woman up here, baby, we jumped hurdles to get here.
Wow.
We fought all the obstacles.
Yes.
Getting paid less than. And we do it with grace. We do it with grace because when we speak up too much, we're considered angry. I'm trying to give you lessons here.
Keep in mind that Taraji P Henson is a Golden Globe winner and an Oscar nominee, and yet this is what she has been forced to deal with at the hands of greedy Hollywood producers. But Taraji was not done exposing the mistreatment. She also revealed that Oprah and the studio expected the actors to drive themselves to and from set every single day in rental cars. Taraji was having absolutely none of it, and she made that very clear. She pointed out that any damage to those rental cars would come directly out of the actors' own pockets, calling it an insurance and liability nightmare and flat-out dangerous. She said she was not asking for anything outrageous, just a driver or security to get her to set safely. The response she got back was that if they did it for her, they would have to do it for everyone. Her reply: "Then do it for everyone." She made the point that she should not have to fight for basic working conditions, drawing a comparison to her days on Empire where she had to fight just to get a trailer that was not infested with bugs. When Taraji brought all of this to light, a lot of people were outraged, and for good reason, because this was not the first time a black actress had been put through this kind of treatment while working under Oprah. The first person to publicly call Oprah out for this behavior was MoNique, back when she starred in the 2009 film Precious, which was co-produced by both Oprah and Tyler Perry and directed by Lee Daniels. Things appeared to go smoothly during filming, but the real problems surfaced when award season arrived and the cast was expected to go on promotional runs for the film. Oprah and Tyler refused to pay MoNique anything additional for the press tour, despite the fact that she had already been paid a mere $50,000 for the entire film, a deeply disrespectful number for what turned out to be a massive hit. To top it off, doing press runs was never part of her original contract to begin with. MoNique said no, and from that point on, Oprah and Tyler apparently made it their mission to destroy her career, flooding the tabloids with stories painting her as difficult and impossible to work with so that directors and producers would think twice before hiring her.
You had difficult demands.
I want to address it for the order that it went in. And when Mr. Daniels say I had these demands, it shocked me because I was saying to the screen, Don, please ask them what the demands were. And actually, there were no demands. There was a request from the movie studio, and they called and requested that I fly to France for the Cannes Film Festival. I simply said I respectfully declined, because if you can remember at the time, there was a talk show called The MoNique Show. I was doing a comedy tour. I was actually in the award season of the awards, and I'm also a wife, and I'm a mommy. So when they called, I had a couple days just downtime. I wanted to spend that with my husband and my kids. So when we said we respectfully declined, the movie studio called back again. And they said, okay, well, we'll upgrade her hotel room. And my husband simply said again, we respectfully decline. She's gonna take this time with her family.
Yeah.
Well, when the third call came and they said, what is it gonna take to get MoNique to France, to the Cannes Film Festival? And my husband said, is there a number associated with it? And they said, oh, we would never pay for anyone to do any promotions for a movie. And we said we understood, because what people didn't know was I was paid $50,000 to do the movie Precious. And it really wasn't about the money, and I'm not complaining because I signed up to do it with my friend.
Yeah. But
So
you're saying that because you didn't have the money to do this on your own. Is that what you're saying? That you needed to feed your family and pay your bills?
I think that's what America says.
Yeah.
I think we all say, I can't do it for free.
Right.
So when the movie studio says we can't set a precedence and pay you to do this, we didn't have an issue with them.
Okay.
But that's when the reports came that now MoNique is being demanding and she's being difficult. They had a request. We simply had a request, and they said they couldn't do it, and we said we understood.
And as if that was not damaging enough, they also began spreading false narratives about her within the industry. And MoNique claims there was even a moment when she discovered that Tyler had gone directly to director David Tolbert and spoken negatively about her specifically to prevent him from hiring her for a role.
He says to me, listen, you may really want to consider promoting this film. Because if you get nominated for an Oscar award, your next film is $3 to $5 million. And if you win it, your next film is $6 to $8 million. I said, Tyler, who you talking to? I'm a black woman. Where do they pay those type of salaries, brother? I said, what I cannot do, Tyler, is work for free. I've done what I was supposed to do. I cannot go overseas and do this for free, Tyler. So then he goes on about his spiel, you know. I said, well, listen, you can write me the check for me to go overseas. I don't care where the money comes from, but I'm not gonna do it for free. He says, well, I don't believe in giving money away for free. I said, I don't believe in working for free, so we're on the same page.
Since that fallout, MoNique has barely been able to land any significant film roles and has had to lean heavily on her stand-up comedy career just to keep things going. She was essentially punished for having the courage to speak up about being mistreated. And despite years of publicly calling Oprah out and repeatedly asking for an apology, Oprah has completely shut her out. Now with everything happening with Taraji, people are drawing direct comparisons and saying Oprah is running the exact same playbook she used on MoNique. When Taraji first spoke out, the PR team went into damage control mode almost immediately, not wanting the negative attention to hurt the film's performance. Taraji was reportedly pressured into posting a glowing tribute to Oprah on social media to cool things down. She shared a photo of the two of them from the press tour, calling Oprah a steady and solid beacon of light to the entire cast and praising her for being personally supportive. Oprah responded with her own post, showering Taraji with compliments and welcoming her into what she called the Purple Sisterhood. But none of it worked, because by that point the public had already started boycotting the film. While the movie opened strongly with over $18 million in ticket sales on its first weekend, the numbers dropped off sharply. The film has since earned only $55 million against a projected $140 million. And just like what happened with MoNique, reports are now suggesting that Oprah is already using her industry connections to quietly blacklist Taraji. But unlike MoNique, Taraji is not planning to go from interview to interview calling Oprah out, because she knows Oprah will simply deny everything. Instead, several media reports suggest that Taraji is seriously considering taking legal action, with the lawsuit expected to spotlight her low pay and the unacceptable working conditions she was subjected to. If there is any truth to these reports, this could be a genuine turning point for actors across the industry, giving others the courage to speak out without living in fear that their careers will be destroyed overnight. In the meantime, the public had plenty to say. One person commented that MoNique had been telling the truth all along and expressed gratitude that Taraji had the strength to speak out, while also pointing out that the real issue is that people within the community are not supporting each other the way they should. Another person said they deeply admired both Taraji and MoNique for refusing to stay quiet regardless of the threats hanging over their careers, and encouraged them to keep speaking their truth. Now the question is over to you. What do you think about Taraji potentially suing Oprah for blackballing her? And do you think a lawsuit would finally make Oprah back off and leave Taraji alone? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and do not forget to click over and check out our next video.